Let's take a look at the EURUSD. We discussed it not so long time ago, and we had a very nice breakout following that update. And now we want to see what's going to happen next. So back then, on the um, April 10th on Thursday, we said that the price was stuck in a sunny triangle or rectangle of a sort, and we wanted to see a rejection and then push to the upside before breaking out. What I did is that I broke out on that day. So we breached these triple top rectangle like thing. And the idea at that point was to look for this to push to the upside like this. It reached that first target of 113, but this was not the interesting bit. The interesting bit was that we were in this huge ascending triangle. So a break to 112 would lift the price to 122 up here. Now that could still happen, and it's obviously stalled, but we can still reach that. What we're seeing right now is very, very normal. It's quite common for the price to have a break. And what is the game plan then going forward here? So there's many times a retest of the breakup point. So what could happen here is that we could relatively easy return to 112. But I would say as long as we don't dip too low and dip below, I would say 110.85 or so, then the trend will continue to be bullish. And I think people are going to buy and then push to the upside. Here, there are a few options. So a very simple option for people that traded here is to book half. And then if we go down, um, one would buy back that or just sort of look for that correction and then do nothing about it and just keep the rest for the next target. So that's a simple game plan. The benefit of that game plan is that if for some reason the market comes down and gets you stopped out here, then it wouldn't, you don't give back all of your profit, right? You will get out sort of more or less almost a break even. The alternative, which I think is even more likely here, is that we have actually just trading sideways right now and it's very normal in a very strong uptrend. We're sort of clearly sort of stuck here, and here we're dealing with some sort of a mini triangle here. Now, I wouldn't short or buy here. Um, I would, if anything, maybe look for a break to 114.26. That is more interesting. I think if that happens, I wouldn't long with the tight stop just below it, but probably at that point, whenever we break here, this will become the new trend defining level, this level here. So then people, instead of placing stops here, they might place their stop losses here. So that is what I would say. And then from a trading perspective, like tactics, how can we trade this? So one would be, depending on what's happening on the day, either buy the breakout, alternatively buy the dip. That's what I would do. So when do we know if we should buy the breakout? Well, buying the breakout usually, if that breakout would happen in the beginning of the London session, makes a lot of sense. So just as a general rule of thumb in terms of forex, if a breakout is happening, like right now I'm in London and it's 9:41, so this would be a very good time for a breakout. Whenever that happens, that breakout continues. So this would be a good time. When it's not usually a good time to buy a breakout, it would be at 3 p.m. London time, 4 p.m. London time, 5 p.m. London time. So really after that, any breakout we can see at that point tend to be a false move. And that's a really a nice little rule to remember when trading breakouts and going with the trend like we're doing here. What's your take on the Euro USD? Share your comments below.